What's good, guys? It's cashflownexus back with another video, and hey, it's been a while since I touched Forex because the cryptos market has been booming, but I am going to do some analysis on the Forex market today, and give my insight with Ichimoku on what I see the market doing, and I'm going to start off with Euro USD. You know, if you guys like the content that I'm putting out there, and if you want to see more content or have any ideas for me, let me know in the comments below because I really want to do more big things for this channel, and I'm planning on doing big things soon. But it's a process. It's a process. So just watch and see how things play out for me. But anyway, let's jump right into it. So looking at Euro USD, it seems like the euro has been getting a little bit strong, in the US dollar has seemingly to get a little bit weaker, from this long downtrend. Looking at it, we are consolidating between the ranges of, let's see, 1.14064 and 1.12145. So that being said, we're just ranging in here. And what I like to see for a long-term trade, this is very possible in the future too. We are in a TK zone, which is a bullish TK zone right now. So I do see that, Tinkerson and Kijins are pulling very close to one another. And, I see that the cloud is starting to get a little, thinner in this area. So that's a good sign for bullish momentum to the upside. And if we're gonna trade the weekly time frame, what I would like to see, let's bring this all down right now. What I like to see, actually, let's get rid of that. What I like to see is a breach at this level, and probably even right here too, because if we could get a breach at this level right in here, there's a flat uh, Kijunsen zone, which is pretty much our resistance right now. You see, if we could get a break at this zone higher, and actually let me move that down because it's right here. If we could get a break at these two zones here, we could move even higher to the upside, retest this cloud zone, or probably the last zone at our fractal level. And if we get a breach at our fractal level, we could probably move even higher to the upside. And if we do, what I would like to see, is these three, the blue lines that I have marked up. I see these as potential take profit zones for a long-term bullish movement. Uh, how I plan on playing this, I'm waiting for, of course, my entry is gonna be on a lower time frame, probably the daily or the 4-hour time frame, but I am looking at this as a potential long in the future because the US dollar is getting weaker. If we move to the daily time frame, this is just right above our, Kijunsen, which is a good sign of it moving even higher. Break at this fractal level, moving even higher. This will be our first take profit. We are getting signs of, bullish momentum, just because we have a Kumo, a bullish Kumo starting to form, and I would like to see this breached first before trading to the upside. You see that we have a falling wedge pattern right here, and seeing a falling wedge, I drew this on the weekly time frame, but seeing the falling wedge pattern, it shows us that we could potentially move even higher to the upside as well. So that is something that I would take into consideration. My entry would be at this level. If you could see it right here, it's green. That would be my entry for a long. Risk management will be appropriate and key to winning this trade for long term. And if I'm going to trade it fully, I'm going to trade it for about 559 pips, just off that, because I trade weekly time frames, small lot sizes, low risk, high reward type of deal. So that's what I'm aiming for. I do think what will happen before we take off is a longer consolidation period and then this will start to get thinner, and then they move to the upside. This I don't think it's valid for a uptrend just yet until we get some sort of twist or this starts moving a little bit closer, because there's still about, let's see how many pips apart, still about 178 pips apart. So I'm gonna say, yeah, we'll say that 178 pips apart. So I like that to get thinner and move a little bit closer before moving even higher. But I do see long term a bullish move to the upside at these potential levels. Now, this is just my bias, but I'm a long-term trader. I trade bigger time frames. That's just me. And if we are to look at the monthly, let's take a look at her. We are seeing that, wow, we are seeing that Tinkinson and Kijinson are very far apart. So that's showing signs of the market wanting to move higher in the future. So I will wait, play my cards smart and wait for a move like that to the upside. Now let's take a look at GBP, USD. I have a story about this pair, man. I hate this pair with a passion. When I first started learning how to trade, this pair like destroyed me. I was working in a warehouse, Ducky Bob's. I don't know if I should say that, but I was working at Ducky Bob's. But anyway, when I was working there, my boss was, roaming around, and we can't have our phones on the floor. So, I entered a trade before I went to work early in the morning for the New York session. So when I got caught up in the New York session, I couldn't really monitor my trades at work because, bosses, are strict when it comes to that stuff. So what happened was, I saw that news had dropped for GBP USD, and this was Brexit too. So I think I was in profit, and then all of a sudden Brexit news came, boom, crashed and destroyed my account. Never again touched the British pound ever again. But that was when I was new in trading and I didn't know diddly squat. So now I'm, a little more aware of how Forex works as a whole. So that being said, I got y'all. So right now I'm looking at it. We have a, let's see, a bearish TK crush. So we have been bearish for the past, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Wow, that would have been an interesting entry. If you want to trade the weekly or the monthly time frame, this is the simplest thing. All you do is put a line right underneath Kijinsen, or right below Kijinsen or above Kijinsen. Let sell stop, buy stop, whatever the hell it is you're doing, and then it's triggered, and boom, look at that, boom, you're down. So this system is so simple to trade out, like, honestly. But anyway, let me give my analysis. We have a bearish TK cross right in here, so momentum to the downside is obvious. We're still bearish, we're under the cloud. Let's see the weekly time frame real fast. Very bearish momentum, still moving down to the downside. Let's look at the daily time frame. Very bearish. Now, what I like to see is a bounce. If we could, hold this level off and not break, Kijinsen, we could very well see more momentum to the downside. All the higher time frames are pointing downward for GBP USD. If you guys believe in correlation trading, whatever, I don't really believe in correlation trading. I think it's a myth to an extent, because sometimes we could get certain things happening for one currency and you might expect it for another one, but it might not play out how you see it just because of correlation. But correlation is all speculative anyway at the end of the day. In this case, I see, I see it, moving a little lower, unless or we could get some consolidation here as well. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Looks like it's just been ranging, consolidating, between this level and this level. Moved a little bit lower, but we're still moving lower, but slowly. So, Forex market has been moving slow lately just because cryptos has been booming. Um, I I do see the dollars, losing power, and if the dollar loses power, that's not a good sign because the dollar is the most used currency globally. And once the dollar crashes, if it crashes, a lot of the economy is going to be destroyed. And if you guys paid attention to the news and Bloomberg and everything, all the whales are noticing that cryptocurrencies is making big moves, higher returns on investment, even though it's volatile for a market that's not as big, you know, or longevity as forex, but you know it the numbers show. So it's just something to think about. Most of the money is moving toward cryptos. Stock traders, forex traders, commodity traders are moving to cryptocurrencies just for that reason. But I still do both because there's money to be made anywhere. But my analysis on GBP USD is down for this week. So let's see. Now, if we could get some news to move the market, I could see it moving a little bit higher, but it won't move too high. So if we do move higher, I like to see it come back and test this area around the 1.27 level. So that's what I like to see if it does do that. Now let's see. USD JPY. Let's look at her. One of my favorite pairs. Well, was one of my favorite pairs. Let's go to the weekly time frame. So yes, it looks like we're going to make some more downward momentum. Just looking at the weekly time frame, if we could hold here and hold these levels out, then we could move lower. Let's look at the daily. Still feel the same. We do have a interesting. Well, nope, I take that back. We could interesting. Well, here looking at it, we are at we could potentially see a Kijinsen bounce. So depending on how the market opens up for this pair will determine a lot. Let's see. I think that looking at it, if we could hold this level, we could continue to the downside, probably test 106 900 or in this region. But it's still very bearish. Looking at it, I do want to see it move lower, and if we could get down here, then that'll be interesting. But right now, I see bearish intentions for this pair. Nothing too special. GBP, GBP, JPY. This is actually my favorite pair for Forex. This was actually a good entry that I had, for it, writing down. And how many pips was that? 300. Oops. 350 pips. 350 pips. So that's not too bad, just from where it was at the entry to if I actually closed down here, but I didn't. I see it still moving to the downside, just slowly but surely, but it is moving more to the downside. Uh, you know, if we could get a breach above Tinkinson and above Kijinson, then that'll change my tune a little bit. We might even get a cross, and that might take us to the upside. But looking at it, it looks like we are, holding pretty strong at this, level. If we could get a breach there, then that'll change things. But It doesn't look too kind for GBP, JPY. Still downside momentum. That's what I'm seeing, and that's what I'm sticking with. Yeah, let's see. GN. I can hear my niece and my sister loud out there, but it's all good. Okay, let's see. Very strong to the downside. Let's see. Let's go here. We might get a pullback. Might get a pullback, just because these are flat. So that's something that we might want to watch. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, I see a potential pullback. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. It's starting to round out right here, so we might get that uptrend that that I'm talking about. These are starting to get closer. It looks like we might get a bullish TK cross at this area. So maybe how to trade this entry right here. It is in a TK zone. We are at a resistance on the daily time frame, as you could tell. So we could get a pullback here to this level and probably even higher. You know, that's what I'm seeing. These are getting closer. This is starting to round out. So a move to the upside will be interesting. Where do I want to say where it wants to close at? Let's see, where it is right there. So there, would be my areas that I would like to watch for upside movement. It's been moving down for quite a bit. So let's see Fibonacci's. Where you at, Fibos? Try to line that up really well. All right. So right here, we could probably get, well, maybe not that high, but probably even high to the 38 level. If we could get a 50% correction, that'd be interesting and nice. But I do see some type of pullback, not a big pullback, but a small pullback. And I want to do USD. This is one of my favorite pairs to trade. This is one of the first pairs I got into when I first started trading. We look like we might move to the downside if we could continue this hold, but here we are. We are at a fractal level, which is a support right now. We do have a bullish TK cross. This is starting to move out, starting to roll over. So we could see bullish momentum to the upside for this pair. Let's see. Only thing that I'm concerned about, let's look at the daily. I want to see this move higher before, because if we can't get above this, then it's not going to be, that good for us to trade. So I don't see too many up. I don't see nothing big for this pair yet, but this is something I will put on the watch list. Now I'm gonna end it with gold, because gold is everybody's favorite thing to trade nowadays, especially since it's been moving crazy. I personally prefer oil over gold, but that's just me. If I caught this trade down here and I closed somewhere up in here, but I should have kept it now that I'm looking at it, because look how monstrous this has been. But anyway, let's see. Weekly time frame. Yeah, you can't tell gold nothing, because gold's been tearing it up. We're even above the cloud on the monthly time frame. I do see a potential pullback. Maybe not. But if no, if you no, nope, nope, take that back. Take that back. Let's do this. Do, 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 do. Let's see where we at. Here we go. So it looks like a ascending triangle. We had a break and a retest. So if we could break back down, we could probably, if we break this level, we could probably test, Kijins and then move up higher. We're still very bullish above the cloud. If we start to get a rollover here, then we could see movement to the downside because it looks like it's starting to roll over. And you see that curve starting to roll. So whenever you see that roll starting to happen, it's a potential pullback and it's thin here. So we could move lower to the downside, then continue up because gold has been on a tear. I believe gold will reach probably even higher than where it currently is. I believe gold has the potential to reach these levels right here. Oops. Potential to reach these levels. And, this, here will be my entry if we hold. And I'm thinking my entry will be on the 4-hour time frame, just to see. Yeah, 4-hour time frame is a good time frame because you see here we are holding, you know, that's fractal level that I was telling you about. Uh, if we could hold here in this doji's, for real, and we could hold here, we could get a bounce to the upside, which is what I like to see. If we don't get a bounce to the upside, more than likely we're going to make some sort of correction. But other than that, that's my analysis for these pairs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Give me some pairs that you want me to look over, and let me know if you're interested in me going live, doing live streaming on YouTube. Something I've been thinking about. I'm not sure if I want to do it just yet. If I do decide to do it, I would like to hear from you guys, and if y'all will really watch and stay tuned to what I got to say for the market. I don't want to just do a live stream for nothing. I actually want to do it with purpose. So let me know in the comments, and I appreciate you guys watching this video. I love you guys, and God bless you guys. Peace.